Assalamu alaikum, friends, and welcome to this episode where I'll be sharing all about a dua that I was too scared to make. I'm known by one of my closest friends as the dua warrior. I actually love that title. Other friends and family know me as the dua person, which just means I make dua for everything, big and small, mighty and tiny, because I know and I believe that Allah is able. He is able. Interestingly, I had this one dua that I was too overwhelmed to make. Earlier this year, I started making dua to go on a weekend staycation with my husband. I was fed up with everything and just wanted a weekend away. Just one weekend. I wanted our weekend getaway to happen at the end of this year, but reality. I have 3 young kids with no village around me. No village that I could comfortably hand my 3 wild littles over to while I go staycationing with my husband. I didn't have a plan or a way, but I had my dua. I trusted him and I made dua anyway. My dua was, Ya Wahhab, bless me and A with a full weekend getaway while my sister and my relative watch the kids. The way I make dua is, I just ask. I don't think or plan or know the full path. I just figure out what I want and I ask and ask and ask some more. Some months after I had started making that dua, major overwhelm found its way to me, and I knew for sure that there was no way I would go away for a weekend with my husband. We had just moved to a new city, so I was in settling in mode. I wasn't even looking forward to a staycation anymore at that point. It was already fall, my sister and relative were still not with us, and it didn't look like they would be with us anytime soon. The thought of a staycation this year was stressful to me. I thought to myself, no more staycation then. I don't think this year is the right time. So I did what I had never done before. I removed my staycation dua from my dua list. I was no longer in staycation mindset and was now fully and completely in survival mode, literally just taking everything one day at a time and going with the flow. I still loved the staycation idea, of course. I still wanted it to happen eventually, but I somehow believed it would not happen this year. I didn't think before I removed that dua from my list, I just did. I didn't stop making dua for all the other things that I wanted, but the staycation thing was just not on my mind anymore. I wasn't feeling it. That survival mode thing was so real. But then something funny happened. A month later, my sister came to live with us. Another month later, my relative came to live with us. The 2 names that I had been mentioning in my dua all those months. The 2 people we weren't even sure if they would come or not. The 2 people we had waited so long for. The 2 people I could now call my village. Yes, Allah gave me my village. But you know what else Allah gave me? He gave me my staycation. I just got home from a weekend away with my husband and it still feels surreal. We were only a 20-minute drive away from home, but still, we got a chance to breathe, to talk, to reconnect, to settle our issues in peace. The whole time we were driving to our staycation, I kept thinking, this is what an answered dua feels like. I love my kids like nothing else in the world, but my child-free weekend was sweet. I got a chance to just be. My heart was craving this for so long. I got 2 whole mornings to myself where I didn't have to take breaks to feed anyone or wipe any runny noses or clean any spills. Kids are a blessing and everything we do, Allah sees. At the same time, for sanity reasons, breaks are needed from time to time. If you are a parent with no help and no family nearby, I know you understand exactly what I mean. My husband and I struggled to find noise-free, child-free quality time in the past 3 years. We were overdue for a break like this. At the time I made that dua, I was desperate for a weekend-long break. What's beautiful in all this is that Allah heard when I asked Him. He heard me when I asked Him. He knew exactly what I wanted, and He already said yes, even though I stopped asking. Maybe He has already said yes to you too. Maybe He just wants you to keep trusting Him. What you so desperately want, He knows that you want it, and He will give it to you at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Allah says in the Quran, and your Lord is going to give you and you will be satisfied. Impossible to you and me is so possible for Him. It's so easy for Him. Please ask Him, big or small, mighty or tiny, keep on asking Him. He is Ar-Razzaq and He can give you even more than you ask for. Ask Him and then trust Him completely. And don't delete a dua from your dua list. If you have to delete it, replace it with something else. Just don't stop asking and trusting Him.